Mario is perhaps the most famous video game character of all time, as he's been in every type of game, from platformers to racers to golf, and people of all ages love him. So with this kind of popularity, lots of other Mario stuff started to emerge. There was the awful Super Mario Bros. Movie, comic books, and a kids' cartoon show, and that's what we're going to take a look at. For starters, you may be trying to think as to how or why the Super Mario Bros. Cartoon was made, but to be fair, just about every other video game mascot was doing it, so why not let the overweight Italian-American plumber have a go? Grab your fire flowers as we delve into the Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Bros. Super Show!
Oh, that's good. They haven't tried to do any stupid modern rap kind of thing. They've kept the original music.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame.
I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Anyway, the show begins with live action segments that are more like one of those awful American sitcoms than anything else, as Mario and Luigi find themselves in the presence of mostly Z-list celebrities. But there are a few famous faces like wrestler Sergeant Slaughter, as well as a bunch of horrible impersonators. Just look how cheap and nasty their Elvis is.
Don't be cruel. We're gonna do it my way. Ha!
Mario and Luigi themselves are about as funny as a heart attack.
Tell me you didn't marry her, Mario. You didn't marry her, Mario.
Bills, more bills, junk mail, check for $10 million from Ed McMahon.
Yeah, Laurel and Hardy need to take notes. As you can gather, the live action portions are terrible, but maybe the animated segments would make up for it. Every cartoon episode had Mario and Luigi having to rescue Princess Toadstool from King Koopa like in the games, but instead of setting them in Mario-style environments, the episodes would often take place in ridiculous worlds like Car Land, Gladiator Land, and Japanese Monster Movie Land. What about Bowling Land? Well, it makes as much sense as the others. Enough about the stupid environments, what about the characters? Well, Mario is okay, I guess. He's pretty generic, but he's not awful. Well, if you ignore all of his stupid pasta jokes.
I'm gonna make linguine out of you!
There's Luigi, who sounds like he has a life-threatening illness.
But I was saving these for our next picnic lunch.
Toad just sounds like a combination of Jar Jar Binks and a sound made when slashing a speaker with a razor.
You can say that again!
Princess Toadstool, who again feels generic but not bad. And finally King Koopa, who I think sounds like he's heavily intoxicated.
Get out of my galaxy, Marios! You're trespassing!
And as with the environments, Koopa would be different in each episode too. As in one he's a robot, in another he's a biker, and he's also had time to be an astronaut. Lots of the episodes featured various enemies from the Mario games, but a lot of them, such as Mouser, only appeared in Super Mario Bros. too. You know, the only Mario game that turns out to be a dream, and it's not even a real Mario game. It's in fact some obscure Japanese game released in the West with Mario sprites. Speaking of Mouser, if you thought there wasn't enough racial stereotyping in this show, just listen to him.
Sheriff Mouser to you despicable felons!
One thing I'd like to mention is the animation. It makes Captain Planet look like Akira. Also, most of the episodes were parody famous movies, seeing as how the show didn't have any original ideas of its own. So that's why you get titles such as Star Koopa and Raiders of the Lost Mushroom, as well as characters like Indiana Joe and James Bond. And all these parody episodes inserted a bunch of pasta jokes into famous lines.
May the pasta be with you!
Oh, that's very witty. I could have never have thought of that. I guess the reason why the show resorted to stealing so much material is because the Mario games aren't exactly known for having a rich story. They're just great games because that's what you want video games to be. There's also a bunch of really idiotic things about the show, if you can believe that.
16 minutes and counting, Darth Cooper, sir!
How the hell did they get the time so wrong? Why the hell does he not have a face? It's the Zelda theme sounding like it's being played with balloon animals. I can't tell you just how wrong that looks. Also, why is Princess Toadstool just a princess? You never see any evidence of a king or queen, so why isn't she queen? Why does the show have to be so strange? So that's the Mario cartoon, and while it's definitely bad, it at least has a certain kind of charm with all its cheesiness intact. Not much of a charm, but still, give it credit. Anyway, we're not quite through yet. Yes, there was also a Legend of Zelda cartoon series. While it looks like it might be fun from the footage I'm showing, it suddenly goes downhill once you get to a certain part.
Nice job, hero!
Hey, excuse me, princess.
And he says this constantly throughout the show. The main issue with the show is that, instead of coming across as big and exciting like the games, it felt lousy and cheap, with such thrilling scenes as this.
And aren't you supposed to be cleaning the kitchen?
Don't pick on Link, has a cold.
Phew!
And this.
Now get this belt off.
No,
What do you want?
a kiss.
Whenever there was an action segment, it felt tacked on and corny, and a lot of that has to do with the characters, because both Link and Zelda are really boring as they become like a married couple, rather than act like archetypes of a hero and princess. At least Zelda's father does appear, meaning she didn't just stay as a princess for no reason. The villain Ganon is okay, but what's up with his voice?
Obviously. If I want the Triforce of Wisdom, I'm going to have to get it myself.
He sounds like Skeletor meets Mickey Mouse. Anyway, unlike the Mario cartoon where a bunch of crazy stuff happens, the Zelda cartoon remains pretty consistent in what you see, as Link always tries to kiss Zelda, Ganon tries to steal the precious Triforce of Wisdom, and the heroes try to steal the Triforce of Power. So for a game with a pretty interesting story, it's surprising how little of it there is in the animated show.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Shut up. The Zelda cartoon did eventually get a crossover with Captain N the Game Master, with a very slight enhancement to the visuals. But that's about all they did. In fact, it may even be worse, as you also had to watch all the awful characters from Captain N, such as Simon Belmont.
Not only am I tall, blonde, and handsome, I'm quick on the draw, light on my feet. Yay!
Captain N and Link spend a lot of time arguing.
In case you haven't noticed, this isn't a game.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
But to be fair, I don't blame Link, because Zelda kisses Captain N after like 2 minutes, while Link spends his entire life protecting her for absolutely nothing. In conclusion, the Zelda cartoon just feels downright boring, lacking the great sense of adventure that made the game so great. That's the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, and while the Mario cartoon has a somewhat so bad it's good quality to it, the other 2/3 of the program are just plain dull. It's not the worst spin-off product Nintendo has churned out, but there were plenty of better shows around the time, such as Ninja Turtles and Transformers. Thanks for watching my look at the Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now.